if I can open up the chat and see who's there. If you are there, thank you so much for joining me. This is my first attempt at a proper live stream, and more importantly, it's a fundraiser for the British Red Cross and their efforts against COVID-19, which I'll talk more about later once we've gotten properly set up. So, this is quite experimental. I am hoping that I've done everything correctly, but if anyone's noticing anything that's off, just let me know and I'll do my best to fix it. I should have it set up so that if you go onto my fundraising page, it'll include a link on how to get here, and you should see in the description below that there is a link back to the fundraising page as well. Alright, good stuff, thanks Megan. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead. If you're just catching me, then hopefully what I'm about to say will explain a little bit about what's going on. Or I'm hoping these videos will be available later, so if you're joining me partway through the weekend, then you can always check back on these as a little description. So, as I've said, this is my first live stream. Probably going to be a bit patchy, a bit jumpy, but we'll work through it, and hopefully by tomorrow I'll kind of know what I'm doing. But the main reason we're doing this is to raise money for the British Red Cross, who are doing lots of stuff right now to help in the effort against COVID-19. So main things they're doing is they are supporting the NHS, who, as you know, are on the front line dealing with the bulk of the issue. They're helping vulnerable people by keeping them supplied food, making sure they've got all the medical equipment and advice, stuff like that, and they're also supporting people who are suffering with various emotional needs. So that might be people who are struggling self-isolating, it could be people who are affected by COVID-19 or who know people who are affected by COVID-19. So yeah, they're doing a lot of good work, so it's definitely a worthwhile cause to give to. I'm just going to have a quick look at the fundraising page, because I believe even though we've just started, that we have raised some money already, which is great. Okay, so I set the goal of trying to reach £500 by the end of the week. Already, 6 minutes in, we have raised £100. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mike and Trish, aka Mum and Dad. Thank you very much for that start. £500 is a little bit ambitious for someone just starting out in this kind of stuff, but I'm hoping with your help that we can reach it. Anyway, looking at the fundraising page, it looks like the link to the stream is there. Go on. So you should also be able to see on the fundraising page, I'm not entirely sure you can, so I'm just going to explain it to you. We have certain reward tiers that basically once we reach a certain amount, I'll be able to do for you. So at £100 we switch over to Formal Thursday, so that means my avatar, who you can see on the screen over here, is going to be doing all his top secret dangerous missions in a tuxedo. If we manage to get to £200, it will move from Formal Thursday to Casual Friday. You'll see what that's about later. At £300, we will get to use the boss. So, for those of you familiar with Metal Gear Solid and its story, you should be familiar with the boss. So that'll be pretty exciting for me anyway. At £400, this is when it starts pushing on me a bit. I'm going to have my character here dress up as classic PlayStation 1 character Solid Snake, and I'm even going to do the voice for that as well. So that's what happens if we get to £400. At £500, I am going to get this character dressed up as a cyborg ninja and attempt to do that scraggly metallic voice as well. So that's what we've got in store. For those of you new to Metal Gear Solid, what I'll do is I'll explain a little bit more about it later, but I think for now, I think it's just good that we go ahead and get stuck in. So, let's get tuxed up and get going. Alright everyone, so welcome to my mother base. So in Metal Gear Solid 5 you have a home base in the middle of the Seychelles. Ooh, hang on. There we go. You have a home base in the middle of the Seychelles. That is your mother base that you can expand. Ooh, easy. That you can expand. And basically the bigger your base gets, the more functions it has. So you basically got your own private army in the middle of the ocean. You can do it up as you like. As you see, I've gone with a kind of blue-grey camo theme. Diamond Dogs is the name in the story of the private military force that main character Snake runs, but you can also change that to put your own spin on things, as I've done. So welcome to Rogue Octopus Operations. So every single player has the option to basically make their own little company, make their own and make it how they want. And as you can see, it's not just on the flag up there; it's also on the uniform as well. Any other Metal Gear Solid fans be keen to hear what you've called your base. And looking at the chat, oh, thank you very much, Megan. So we've now gone up to £125. That means that we are £75 away from, oh dear words, Formal Thursday. We're going to Casual Friday. So £75 to Casual Friday. Alright, so since it's Formal Thursday, I better go ahead and request that tux. Oh, no, not that. Okay, so as you can see, I have airdropped in a tuxedo. So Formal Thursday can begin in earnest soon. Whoa, easy there. So these kind of accidents, I wish I could say they're uncommon.
Welcome back, boss.
But I'm afraid at Diamond Dogs at Rogue Octopus, these sort of things happen. Anyway, here is Formal Thursday. Not bad, huh? Alright. So I think it's time to head out into the field. And actually, let's introduce you to a few of the soldiers.
Boss, no matter who you are, you're still my CO.
Aw, thanks. Have a little tip to remember the name. Thanks, Bullet Wallaby, that's really sweet. And of course, who could forget Devil Eagle, you old rascal, you. Yeah, so these soldiers are people who have either volunteered to join, or, and this is where the game starts to get a bit sketchy, they're soldiers that I have captured in the field and convinced over to my side, but they seem happy enough. I like to think that if they didn't want to be here, they wouldn't. But anyway, let's get out into the field.
Roger. This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
Oh, thanks Megan, you're always classy. Alright everyone, this is P-Quad. And is endlessly patient with me as I'm out in the field, collecting animals, doing whatever. He always waits patiently for me to be ready before leaving. Anyone who remembers Peace Day will know what that is over there. Okay, so let me explain a little bit more about the challenge that I've set for myself. So, I am going to attempt in 19 hours to get the Platinum Trophy. So, pretty much every major PlayStation game has a Platinum Trophy which you get by unlocking all the other trophies for that game. So, you can see in the bottom left that I have completed 91% of this game. Platinum Trophy is slightly different from 100%, although I probably will get the Platinum Trophy if I do get 100%. Basically, there's 4 challenges remaining, 4 trophies, in order for me to get the Platinum Trophy. So first of all, I need to get an S rank in every mission. So when I do a mission, I get graded like you would for an exam, only when you get above A, where you'd say get A+ or A star, you get S. I think that's a Japanese thing. I'm not entirely sure, but it does seem to apply on a lot of Japanese games. So first of all, S rank every mission. Second, I've got to complete all mission tasks. So what that means is when I do a mission, there's usually a core task that I have to do in order to complete that mission, and there's various side tasks. They can be something as important as rescuing a prisoner from an enemy territory, or it could be finding a particular plant or animal out in the field. Speaking of plants and animals, third trophy I'm trying to get is the Animal Conservation Trophy. In fact, have a look at how I'm doing on that now. Good day rewards. So the story goes that a environmental NGO approached us and had requested that we try and rescue animals from conflict zones around the world. So you can see the animals I've got at the moment. Gerbils are probably the animals I've got most of, just because they're so common. So pretty much every time I go out on a mission, I come back with at least 5 gerbils. So we've got gerbils for days. We've got quite a few other ones. These UC and UC, what's that stand for? Ultra common, I think. The ones that are marked R are the rare ones. So as you can see, I don't have this one, whatever this one is. I do have a black stork though. So at the moment I've got 87% of animals, and there are 6 animal species remaining to be caught. So I've searched the world pretty extensively, but it does seem like I will have to rely on guides in order to get the rest. So what I'm going to do, just to make it excuse me. What I'm going to do to make it a little bit more interesting is that every time I get an S rank, I'm going to allow myself to look up a guide. Gerbils for days! Yep, that is the Rogue Octopus motto. Let's see, so what have we got? We've got brown bears, Himalayan brown bears. Well, let's see, so I'm seeing separate to the chat. I've been asked how, if I'm at 91%, when did I start? Let's see, when did I start? Probably, I think I got this to every now and again, but now I felt this was, I've been putting off the Platinum Challenge because basically I've done all the challenges that were easy to get, and now, but now I just saw it as a good opportunity to try and do something, do something familiar, but something else, a bit of a challenge as well, a bit of a push. Oh, the Sandcat. One of the unfortunate things about this game is, I think it's fair to say, it wasn't finished to the standard that that creator Hideo Kojima would have wanted. And one of the ways you can see that is the fact that some of the animals you can't actually see or interact with. A lot of the animals that you catch by putting traps on the ground, putting bait in it, and then picking up later. So you don't actually get to see the animals. There's a whole animal conservation platform, which I'll show you guys later. But you only get to see some of the animals. So unfortunately, this is as close as we're going to get to seeing beautiful Sandcat and the lovely Caracal. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, still a few spots, but we'll fill those later. Right. Cool. I'm just going to do a little bit of boring reward generation, and then let's dive right into the mission list. So as you can see, got a few S ranks already on these earlier ones. On the right you can see the mission tasks, and as you can see most of them are filled up. There's a few 5 out of 6, 6 out of 7, and another feature, under GMP you can see how much in-game currency I get for doing this mission. Now, what makes this game tricky is the more times you do a mission, the less you get paid for it. So you can see that the ones that are quite low are ones that I've tried again and again and again. So let's see, let's try a nice warm-up one first of all. Something that's going to be not too much of a challenge, because there are some really challenging ones I've yet to face. Close contact might be a bit too close on the nose, but maybe we could do that later. Yeah, okay, close contact. So, yeah, as you can see, the main mission tasks are at the top. Rescue the male and female engineer, but there's also a few side missions. Extract 6 Nubians near the industrial zone. Extract 2 4-wheel drives, and the last one's just gone, and it's back again. Extracted 4 materials containers from the station, which I will not try to pronounce. As you can see, there's a fairly high reward, so it's a mission I've not done much before, so I think I am going to give that a go. Okay, so I can choose where to drop in. Let's see, do I go? So let's see, there's some stuff in the station over here, so I think I'll drop near there and go check that out. Okay, time to get tooled up. So in my gameplay I generally try to go for a non-lethal option. What that means in the game where you've got loads of guns is that you can develop stuff like this, which is a sniper rifle that fires tranquilizer rounds and also sleep gas grenades. So that's a general good all-rounder if you're looking to get through missions without killing anyone. Let's see, so the assault rifle also has sleep gas grenades. Oh, it's quite expensive to deploy though. So maybe... It's still expensive, but I'll go with it anyway. We've got a tranquilizer pistol here. Support items. Okay, and this tune it's playing is one of my favourite kind of get up and go tunes in games. It's the theme from one of the other Metal Gear Solid games, Peace Walker, and I guess they found it so rousing that they wanted to use it in this game as well. Alright, now I need to pick a buddy. So let's see. We'll go for quiet over here. So, oh Kojima. Okay, so Quiet is a supernatural sniper rifle who is just very good at having your back.